Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. This is the Bearable Bull here. And I got this aggressively average content for you today. As ladies and gentlemen, this is one of those videos that's going to give you a better perspective as to everything that's going on in the background of the crypto market. If any of you have learned a powerful lesson from 2022, is that you have to take every single risk factor in the crypto market into account. And while I've been commenting on the best case scenario XRP could see specifically with this case for a while, I have to take it back to the overall macro crypto picture, because there's still some systemic risks that you need to be aware of. In the crypto markets this week, Visa halted crypto products on regulation worries. The SEC stated crypto exchanges are not considered safe. Crypto.com suspends payments via Silvergate Bank. Coinbase suspends payments via Silvergate. Coinbase then delists Binance Coin due to liquidity concerns. 200 million liquidated in minutes Thursday night. Regulators warn banks of crypto liquidity crisis. FTX confirms 8.9 billion in missing funds. A crypto crisis is always one step away. And that's hard for me to say, but it is the reality. Luna, FTX were only two of many future financial events that will happen to the crypto market. We still have Tether as a ticking time bomb. There are questions circulating Binance, the third largest crypto, and the biggest crypto exchange on the planet. There's massive questions over regulations. And Silvergate just imploded. All of this with Kraken pulling out of Signature Bank as well. Oh guys, something big is looming in the background. Well, I do think a speculative positive uptrend is coming in the upcoming weeks. There are systemic risks that all of you cannot ignore. And while we're gonna get into everything else that is risky in this market that I think you all should be aware of, I have to remind all of you of this John Deaton post. A lot of people are speculating on why Ripple will file this now. Some people are saying it's because Ripple knows it will lose or because they're less confident. But there's a very simple reason why this document was filed. This decision is from a Supreme Court and it was handed down only 4 days ago. And Jeremy Hogan breaks down that it essentially means the Supreme Court stated that regular people like me and you have to have guidance in the crypto market to know what the laws and rules are before we get sued. We don't know what the damn rules are. And yet still, they want to clamp down and hurt us. The very government body that's there to serve and protect, obliterate and annihilates retail investors. There's a reason they let Terra Luna go on as long as it did without getting sued, and they just sued it last week. There's a reason FTX was the biggest scammer in crypto, and they were the ones that met up with Gary Gensler on numerous occasions. There's a reason why Tether isn't having harsh investigations on it right now. It's because they want to blow up the crypto market, so that their buddies on Wall Street can pick up high quality cryptos pennies on the dollar. It's not because they care about us. The things they could protect us from, they let collapse on purpose. And I can't stress that enough. Here, an article came out the other day that Tether used bank accounts opened with falsified documents in the past. Ladies and gentlemen, Tether is a ticking time bomb. And I'm not the only one talking about it. Alex Becker, a bigger crypto content creator, is discussing this as well. I'm not saying it's true or not, but if I had to guess whether or not an FTX size issue is lurking under Tether or Binance, I'd guess yes, and we're just another leg down from lack of liquidity forcing it out. I hope not, but if there is, we're going to a place where you don't even want to know we're going to. And then the US government will intentionally force it out to tank the space and push central bank digital currencies. It will be a buy of a lifetime. And I don't believe it will be the end of crypto. but it will definitely be tough. I think an event like that will be coming in the months down the road later this year. But right now, it's nothing more than preparation. And now while all of you recognize how bad Tether is, I also have to give you some more insights behind Binance. While Binance, I don't think is necessarily doing something wrong. I do understand that FTX was the global elite's baby exchange, and CZ just went after it and made it collapse. Regardless of whether or not Binance is doing things right, he woke up a dragon, and I don't think they're gonna stop until Binance is in a lot of trouble. The SEC is suggesting Binance is an unregistered securities exchange. On grounds BUSD is an unregistered security. Binance has to settle or they'd be open to discovery by a US agency. If they settle, it would block the Voyager deal for sure and result in a penalty and likely industry exclusion in the United States for execs. And not only that, this will be a soft precedent to bully other crypto exchanges. There's no coincidence that they're coming after BUSD and delisting it on United States exchanges as well. And here, this is an interview from a couple months ago post FTX collapse, where CZ was looking a little shaky and uncertain with his answers regarding proof of funds. And I want you all to take a listen.
We want to be transparent. We want to set the golden standard for reliability, solidness in this space.
So do it. Would you be able to handle it if somebody asked you for $2.1 billion back? Would that be okay? Would you be able to still withstand things?
We're financially okay.
Including you have $2.1 billion to give away. If somebody came to claw that back, you'd still be fine?
We'll let the lawyers handle it. We are financially strong. Even after the FTT price dropped over the last year, we still had $500 million worth of it, $580 million worth of it on the day when we transferred from the address we received it a year and a half ago. We never touched it. We actually kind of forgot about it.
But thus far, you haven't disclosed your liabilities. And I wonder why that is and whether you will.
Yeah, so we are working with the firms to do the audit of financials, liabilities, etc. But the audits don't reveal every problem. So,
no, but an audit from a Big Four auditor would reveal that, CZ. If you could get a Big Four auditor to say that, if you're saying that some of them don't want to work with you, that raises questions too. They don't want to work with you because you don't have the files and the data that would make them feel comfortable signing off and giving that stamp of approval?
Actually, many of them don't even know how to audit crypto exchanges. They don't really when they audit, they're very used to auditing a firm.
Does Coinbase, CZ, Coinbase has a Big Four. Coinbase has a Big Four auditor?
Actually, I don't look at Coinbase. We don't really look at.
I think so, though.
I don't know the details.
They understand it well enough.
Deloitte is the auditor for Coinbase.
So they can figure.
They do have some experience. Would you be able to handle it if somebody asked you for $2.1 billion back? Would that be okay? Would you be able to still withstand things?
We're financially okay.
Including you have $2.1 billion to give away. If somebody came to claw that back, you'd still be fine?
We'll let the lawyers handle it. We are financially strong. The well-run crypto exchanges should hold user assets one-to-one. Very simply, Binance does not owe people money. Binance does not have loans from other companies, from other funds. We just don't have it. You can ask any fund in the ecosystem. You can ask any VC. We actually also do not have VC investments, so we don't owe anybody any money, and we also do not have loans to other people that we depend on for our next payroll. We are working with the firms to do the audit of financials, liabilities, etc.
Definitely led to the disclosure that there had been money that was taken, but that disclosure raises lots of questions about firms like yours. Have you done the same? Has there ever been commingled funds? Have you ever taken any of the clients' funds and done anything with them? And again, why should we believe you? Because Sam Bankman-Fried told everybody, no, that hasn't happened. And he tweeted a lot of the same stuff that you've been tweeting in recent days, which I think gets back to this idea of show me the money.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, people get very, very triggered when anyone says anything about Binance and CZ. But me personally, I'm not over here holding back any shots. I think Binance had a very bad interview on CNBC. I think CZ and all these other crypto companies need to get audited thoroughly. Binance, other major exchanges, Tether especially, because there are systemic risks in the crypto market. And Nouriel Roubini stated that Binance is a ticking time bomb. Binance is banned in the UK and is under investigation by the United States Justice Department for $8 billion in money laundering. And while that may be in part because of FTX and because the US liked FTX, wink wink, what you need to understand is I don't hold back any punches. We need to know every single possible thing that could cause the market to act in a bad way. And this is one of them. I think there will be a day where harsh regulations will hit the crypto market. That'll be the wipeout of 99% of tokens. However, that'll also be when around 1 to 200 tokens remain, and the money that is spread thin amongst 20,000 plus cryptos will consolidate to those top 100 to 200 coins. When we finally see that, we will begin seeing the generational wealth we all expect. And despite the fact that I am talking about a potential speculative bull run in the coming weeks, that is not where the big money is about to be made. The big money will be made once that regulatory clarity hits. But with regulatory clarity will be a purge unlike anything we've ever seen before. Imagine all the cryptos on the planet going through SEC lawsuits like Ripple has, causing 80% crashes in a day. A big mistake that was made on my part was underestimating how much of an impact this SEC case would have on the XRP price during a bull run. I will never underestimate that again. And tomorrow, I'll have a special interview with one of my favorite crypto analysts on the planet, Rob Art, talking about what exactly he did right and wrong this last bull market cycle, as I think he has a lot to teach. He was absolutely right on numerous occasions at pinpointing the XRP bottom and made off like a bandit with numerous other cryptos and took amazing profits. Profit taking is something I believe everyone in this community needs to learn how to do. And that's one I want every single one of you to pay attention to. Now guys, with that being said, I'm going to cap off this video for today with an important message by someone building on the XRP ledger. People need to understand that we as a community need to start building more on our ecosystem, on our favorite digital asset. And the reason is because that is where real growth and utility begins. More real-world businesses and applications need to be built on this project. XRP, in my opinion, is the best digital asset on the planet. And instead of speculating and putting all your work into speculation, I think Daniel from Casino Coin hit the nail on the head. Please take a listen to his message as I cap off this video for today. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the Bearable Bull here. Thanks for tuning in. While this may be taken as a negative crypto video, it is positively something everyone needs to hear. We will not be sidestepped again in this community. And at the end of the day, the XRP army is correct. As always, guys, I appreciate every single one of you. Now I'll be back tomorrow with another video.
This is a huge problem in a community where a huge amount of people is just interested in this buyback nonsense, and XRPL will be backed by gold and all stuff. Imagine all the effort and all the time and all the energy that goes into discussions about a buyback and can XRP be backed by gold and solving riddles of random pictures would go into building stuff. We would have been caught up 2 or 3 years at least. We then should probably stop putting funds into projects that have no greater value for the ecosystem. And by that, I mean funding stuff that's, I don't want to say ridiculous, but that doesn't make any sense. And give funds out to people who have an interest in building and have the are capable of building something, have the skill set, can manage their time, and are probably willing to quit their 9 to 5 to get this done. And if you talk to people about, look, your buyback stuff is nonsense, your backed by gold is nonsense, your ISO 222 will flip the switch is nonsense, then you're going to get shafted by people telling you, oh, you should do all the research. And then there's stuff like, and this is the greatest example. So I was reading a tweet from someone who is working on another project and somehow decided to become an influencer or whatever, and tweeted the stuff out which says Ripple had been the first board member of the ISO 222 thingy, right? And one night I was wondering where this fucking quote came from. So I Googled that, and it took me 5 seconds to figure out it came from a Ripple press release, but they did cut out the second half of the sentence, which said the first member focus DLT, right? And that's the people we're dealing with. So please stop blasting all this bullshit and trying to get rich overnight because you missed Bitcoin or missed early Ethereum, whatever. If you're interested in this ensystem growing and moving forward, support people that are building applications that cost you $5 a month, right? That will help because you ensure this team has enough funding to keep building, right? I can only tell everyone in this call, get a fucking some pro version. Also, it's a great signal to other teams that if you're building a good product, people will honor that. And if I see that 150,000 monthly users using some, I'm wondering why not 80,000 of those have fucking pro subscription. That's what you should do. Stop retweeting the next influencer or the next Riddler or the next buyback proposal analysis model bullshit. Get a fucking pro subscription.
Why do I hold XRP? Because Ripple's the chosen one to lead the new global digital payment system, and they use XRP. In 2013, the Federal Reserve began looking for faster payments options. 2 years later, an action plan was born and a federal payments task force was created. It included one company focused on crypto, Ripple. In 2014, the World Bank and Better Than Cash Alliance, which includes the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, Clinton Global Initiative, and the governments of 32 countries, put out a report called The Opportunities of Digitizing Payments. 1 year later, the Better Than Cash Alliance featured one crypto company on their website, Ripple. Today, Better Than Cash Alliance and all other UN initiatives are focused on a single agenda, the Sustainable Development Goals for 2030. You can see the SDGs logo on Bill Gates' lapel, world-leading companies, the Better Than Cash Alliance website, and on the UN's official exchange, Exchange. What crypto is Exchange officially utilizing for their carbon credit solution? XRP. The world will move to a new international standard for exchanging electronic messages between financial institutions by 2025 called ISO 20022. Who was the first ISO 20022 member focused on distributed ledger technology? Ripple. Who's partnered with over 300 financial institutions including Bank of America, American Express, PNC, Santander, SBI, HSBC, Standard Chartered Bank, Bank of England, India, Singapore, Scotland, Australia, and Indonesia, the largest banks in Japan, Canada, Egypt, the Middle East, United Arab Emirates, Thailand, Morocco, Bhutan, South Korea, Brazil, and Latin America? Ripple. Who is a former employee overseeing the Federal Reserve? Ripple. A former employee overseeing the world's largest asset manager, BlackRock's digital asset division? Ripple. Leading Australia's CBDC effort? Ripple. Who hired a former Treasury of the United States? Ripple. 2 former Federal Reserve attorneys to their board? Ripple. 2 former Clinton and Obama advisors, former Minister of Defense and Economics of Germany, former business director at Swift, former Swift board member, former CFO of PayPal, former head of the DTCC, former chief business officer at Uber, former VP of Amazon, and former SEC chair on their legal team? Ripple. Who's a member of the Digital Pound Foundation, Digital Dollar Project, Digital Euro Association, Mojaloop, IMF's high-level advisory board on fintech, Hyperledger Blockchain Consortium, Open Payments Coalition, Faster Payments Council, Global Payments Steering Group, Cross-Border Working Group, International Association for Trusted Blockchain Applications, Crypto Climate Accord, University Blockchain Initiative, World Wide Web Consortium, and a featured partner of the World Economic Forum with 3 members of their team directly listed on the WF website? Ripple. Now, does Ripple and XRP sound like they're going to disappear, or do they sound like they're part of a much bigger plan? You decide.